Yeah, people have been asking why I do this, or why I feel the need to play NBA 2K10, and I don't know. I think it all kind of starts from when when I was in high school. I bought this game, and I played all the EA games in the past. I played Madden, 06, 07, FIFA. I played NBA Live, in the mid 2000s as well. I played high heat baseball. I played whatever baseball games, NHL. I played everything, right? I love sports. And I remember buying this game specifically, the same CD that I'm playing on right now. Bought it with my own money in 2009 or 2010, somewhere in there. And I was excited because I hadn't bought a basketball game in a while. I like to wait, 3, 4 years, 5 years in between. Oh, come on, I can't post up. Kevin Durant, this is not going to end well. Oh, well, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, oh, good, thank you. I used to wait like 3, 4, 5 years, right, in between buying games, because you give the graphics and the gameplay more opportunity to grow, and then by that point the players have changed enough that you're like kind of paying for the new players too. You're like, okay, I got to get a new crop of players. Some of the rookies, we need to just update some of that. So I would get new games relatively often, but when I got this one, man, I played this one a lot. Like MyPlayer, I made up my own MyGM mode where I would just basically do a season, but like not play at all. I would just like get a coach and get players, and then like sim the season basically. And that was like my version of my GM. And like I just loved it. I thought this game was great, and I played it hundreds of hours, right? Went through, eventually started getting into more online games. I never played this game online. I never played sports games online in general. I was fine playing single player. I'm not good enough to play online, obviously, from what you can see here. I am not good enough. I'm not even playing on the hardest difficulty right now. I'm like second from the hardest, maybe third, but I think I'm second from the hardest. Oh, incredible defense. Doesn't matter. And so I just play offline. I make up my own narratives, right? Like I would just literally create my own narratives, kind of like what I'm doing right now with Scoot, right? I got my own. Now that's kind of based on reality a little bit, but not really. But I kind of make my own narratives, and then kind of have my own imagination about what's going on with my players and whatever drama I feel like they're going through. If he has that's one thing about not having sound. And I was fine with that, right? And went through high school, started playing more online games, not sports games. But eventually finished college, didn't really have time for it. Played a little 2K10 in college, not a whole lot. And after college, COVID hit, and there's nothing to do. We all got some of that Uncle Donald stimulus money. And I was like, hey, I saw 2K. I was like, 2K20. I was like, perfect. I haven't got a 2K game in like 10 years, kind of something poetic in that. Having a decade in between, but I was like, hey, maybe it's my time to finally get a new like next gen type sports game. I hadn't played any of the new FIFAs, like any of the new anything. Like 2010 was kind of the cutoff for all my sports games. Like I still have like FIFA 10, the CD. I still have MLB 2K10, the CD. Like I still have all of them, right? That was kind of like my cutoff. But I was like, okay, I saw it on Steam. I bought NBA 2K20. I was like, all right. This is my time, get back into MyPlayer. Really, I was like, I want to get back into MyPlayer. I saw they actually had a MyGM mode, which I was like, that's kind of cool. Like I've made up my own, but now they've made up, they realized that that's what people want. They put that in there. I thought that's pretty cool, and so I bought it. I played it for about a year and a half. I didn't buy it in early 2020. I probably bought it in late 2020. So I played it for about a year. And after playing it for about a year, After playing it for about a year, the servers went offline at the end of 2021, and that's when I had the rude awakening that MyPlayer would not be available offline. And I can still remember how mad I was when that happened. I was like, wait, are you kidding me right now? Like, I just paid $60 for a game that has VC, by the way, that you have to pay for if you want more of. Now, you can get it in game, which is what I did. I'm not going to pay more for something beyond $60, right, for a game, which this game was $20 when I got it. Now, in 2010, $20 maybe was closer to $30, $40 today. Definitely was not $60. And so they took the servers offline, and I thought that's fine, because when I bought the game, they were like, oh, be aware, servers going offline. But they didn't tell me what would go offline with the servers. I just assumed multiplayer online would go offline, which was fine, because I wasn't planning on playing that anyway. And then after playing MyPlayer, I realized, oh, people are playing MyPlayer online. So there's like an online version of MyPlayer. So I was like, sure, that's going to go offline. But again, I'm not playing that, so I'll be fine. Then the servers went offline, and I was unable to play MyPlayer anymore. And I tried everything. I looked up every, Reddit post. I looked up everything, trying to figure it out. Everyone's just like, nope, that's just how it is now. Starting with 2K19, MyPlayer cannot be played offline. And from that point, at end of 2021 until like a week or so ago, I did not play NBA at all for was that 2.5 years? Because I was like, well, I like my season stuff, right? But playing just my season on 2K20, it's fine, but it's not enough to keep me. Are we losing? Are you kidding? You took me out for 2 quarters, and then we're losing now. Okay, Scoot's got to come in and sort this out. And so I just didn't play it, because again, I forgot that I had this game until a week ago. I was looking through some old stuff, and I found my old CD case, and I was like, oh, I have 2K20 or 2K10 and MLB 2K10 and all this, and all the good nostalgia, good memories. And I decided to whip it out, see if it still worked, and it still works perfectly fine. So props to whoever designed this game, because they designed a game that works after 10 years, not one that stops working after a year and a half. And yeah, you wouldn't believe it's the same group of people. But it just reminded me of how mad I got when the servers went offline for 2K20, because I'm not going to go buy a new game every year or 2 years, I guess it would be. I'm not paying $60 every 2 years. Plus, you're already getting money from VC. People are spending their hard-earned money buying VC in addition to the game. So people are paying hundreds of dollars over and above the $60 to $80 that they're buying for the game. Either make it free and then people can pay for VC, or make it $80 and then VC's basically free and you don't have to buy. But doing both is just wild to me. It's crazy. And so from that point, I said, I'm not buying another 2K game in my life until they fix this. But then I realized I had this, and I was like, I can play this though. This isn't me buying a new game. This is me just playing a game I already bought, and it still works. And so I can still have the great experience of playing MyPlayer without without VC, which again wasn't an issue for me. I didn't mind grinding for VC by playing games. That's why I play MyPlayer, is to play games offline. I know I'm probably different than most people, but that's what I want, and I can't get it anymore without paying big bucks. Because again, if MyPlayer did work, I'd probably buy a 2K game every 5 years like I used to, which again, for them is probably not often enough. And so I get why they do what they do, because it gets them money. But yeah, I mean, you do lose a section of your audience, which maybe probably not a very large section, but you do lose a section of your audience. Because I would buy a new game every 4 to 5 years just to update the players, update the graphics. Although I will say, graphics and gameplay wise, OT? Oh my gosh, why is this team so bad, bro? I got to carry this team, and I'm a 46 overall. No, but oh, come on. I understand they make money that way, but if if you look at this game and then you look like I look at 2K20, like the game is definitely very different. But like the gameplay aspects have not changed nearly as much as you would have thought in 10 years. Now I get it. Mid 2000s was like a renaissance for video games, right? Like they were just adding new game modes. Like you got NBA Live and suddenly you had like the superstar powers, and that was super cool because you were like, you know, you could activate, you know, Kobe Bryant's high flyer and do like a cool dunk, and you could activate like the 3-point shooter and like basically all like hit threes with 90% accuracy, whatever. Kind of like a video game. But again, this is a video game. So, you know, I get like, I do like the hyper realistic aspects of it. Trying to make it, you know, as close to the real thing as possible. But I also did enjoy some of those video game-esque aspects of it. And they were adding new stuff. It was like they would add, you know, no-look passes or different types of passes. Do touch passes, do this, do that. Like the trailers always had like new things that they were adding. And it just feels like these days sports games don't have that. Maybe they've hit a wall, but I think more of it is they're just not paying people to add interesting things to the game. Like FIFA, Madden, all these games, they're very much copy-paste from the year before with slightly new players, slightly updated numbers on the players, maybe slightly better graphics, and that's about it. Like the gameplay feels very similar. And this gameplay, like I say, it is different from 2K20, but it's not as different as I would have expected in a 10-year time jump. And so that's another reason why it's hard to justify paying money every 2 years for a game that's not going to change that much in 2 years, just because I lost access to the one thing I wanted to do in the game. So yeah, so that's where we are. We're here, and we're going to keep playing 2K10 until maybe somebody at 2K notices. I doubt anyone at 2K will ever take notice, so I'll probably be here for a long time until I get tired of it. But if the pass is anything to go off, I don't know if I'll ever get tired of 2K. I'll tell you, again, probably hundreds, if not thousands of hours in this game over like a 3-year span in high school. So it's the best. It's the best. Again, the nostalgia value is definitely there. No, this is not what we want. Wow. But yep. So we will see how long this carries on for. But hey, maybe one day they start making the game where you can play MyPlayer offline. I don't know. It would be a very easy thing to change. Like the fact that they don't change it makes me think that there are more people like me than they want to admit, or that they would have us think, right? Because the only reason they wouldn't allow you to play MyPlayer offline is because they're scared that they would lose money, right? That's why they're making these decisions, right? It's money based, which again, don't fault them for that. I get it's a business, got to make money, but I mean, you're alienating a lot of people by saying, yeah, we're not going to let you play MyPlayer offline. And so, yeah, so hopefully they change in the future. Otherwise, like I have heard, just doing research in the last week, 2K18, oh, come on, really? Oh, we'll watch this. 2K18 was the last one that allowed you to play offline, so I haven't looked into getting 2K18, but if I was going to get another 2K, that might be the one that I would get, just because then I could still have maybe slightly better graphics, slightly updated players, but without the server issue that the current NBA 2Ks have. All right, Brandon Roy, can you put it away? Andre Miller is for the win. Yeah, that's not what you want, y'all. All right, well, good game. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.